Hello everyone and welcome to episode 154 of Classic Elite. My name is Scott. I've got Dustin with me as always. What's going on, man?
How do you feel about people rapping about weed?
It's strangely nostalgic. Right? Because do you remember back when you were a kid and you could get your hands on something that you weren't supposed to, like music or something like that, but real specifically music? Did you ever listen to music or watch MTV when you weren't supposed to?
Mm-hmm.
So, Bug Thumbs and Harmony used to rap about smoking weed, and I would listen to that on the way into 7th grade on the school bus ride. I copied the tape from my buddy's CD, and so yeah, nostalgic is what I think. So I guess I'm pro marijuana rapping. What about you?
I think it's so played out. I don't like. I was listening to it was Richie Branson's whatever his Chrono Trigger album was,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so good. He's such a talented rapper, but he starts rapping about weed, and I'm just like, what? Why? Like, you could talk about anything, and you're rapping about smoking weed.
Yeah. No, being a little played out, I could totally understand. I'm with you on that.
You know, what a waste. What a waste of talent.
Bitches and hoes. That's straight from like the 90s, you know what I mean? People saying that all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's interesting that you brought that up. I was not expecting you to drop that question on me right out of the gate this episode.
It was just the first thing that was in my mind.
So, this is Classic Elite. We are a video game podcast, and this week we will be covering news. There's some kind of cool stuff. I'll be honest, I didn't really follow TGS very much. Dustin, did you follow TGS much?
I forgot it even happened.
Tokyo Game Show? Yeah. It seemed like a lot of rehash stuff. I'm sure there were some announcements, but all in all, I didn't really follow it. So news will be a little light this week. But we got some fantastic comments over the last 2 episodes. If you remember, we released the last 2 episodes really close together last week. Like we had one come out on a Tuesday and then another come out on a Friday. So we're going to cover all of those comments at the end of the episode all at one time. And our good buddy Mike T is in the chat. So if you ever want to join us in the chat room, feel free to tune in on Wednesday nights around 8 o'clock Eastern time on twitch.tv /classic_elite. And you will be able to watch us record this live, or just search for Classic Elite when you're on Twitch, and you'll get to us, and you can watch us record. So it's pretty fun to have somebody here interacting with us live, because I get sick of you, Dustin.
Yeah, I mean, all I ever say is yeah, and then I talk about Resident Evil for like 3 hours.
Yep. And the coughs. You gotta throw in the coughs.
Right. Yeah.
So this week, there's gonna be some news. We'll talk about what we've been playing. Unfortunately, I think what we've been playing, Dustin, is going to mirror last week's podcast.
Yeah.
Based on the notes and whatnot. So, to get things started, I also do want to mention that at the end of the episode, we'll be going into the Elite 8 of the Retro League tournament for 1990s games. And it's getting down to the nitty-gritty, even though I think we all know who's going to win. So, they're like the Kentucky basketball Mario 3 is of 1990 games. So yeah, man. But before we jump into any of the news and stuff, how's the week been? What's been going on?
Laptops keep breaking.
Personal or professional?
Professional.
Eesh.
Yeah.
Similar issues? Are you talking about hinges? Are you replacing hard drives or RAM sticks going bad?
It's mostly software stuff.
Okay.
Like they're not playing well with the domain, and we have like district-wide testing next week. And I can't imagine how fast our network is going to catch on fire when literally everyone gets on at the same time.
It sounds like a video game beta. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You will see the smoke.
I will. I'll keep my eyes on the news. Ship blows up in Nashville. School system on fire. Brand new IT guy looking for a new job. No, that's stressful, man. Yeah, I'm coming down to the wire on a project for a customer right now.
Mm-hmm.
And months ago, I signed up for a golf outing on Friday. So I'm going to be nervous about this project going on while I'm golfing. If I don't get everything that I need to me tomorrow or Friday morning, I'm going to be working late Friday night. Isn't that going to suck?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have to if I didn't have the golf outing. But I'm looking for, it's a golf outing. You know, I'm obviously excited about that. It's just the timing of it's all kind of rough. And if you are watching this, we have a new graphic. Let us know about the tweaks if you like it or not. Our pictures are a little bigger now. That could be a bad thing, don't you think?
Right.
Bigger mugs. So, yeah, man. This week, then, work's been going good for you. I've been doing some golfing and stuff. Half of my sports teams are doing good. The other half are doing shitty. So I won't talk about sports this week. And I guess we should start off by talking about Konami, man. Your beloved Konami. R.I.P. is right. Unless you love pachinko machines and tapping on your phone screen and just giving dollars to tap on your phone.
And soccer.
And soccer. Do they make a good soccer game?
There's no such thing. That's not a real sport.
That's right. It should be called football, right? Or football. You're going to make people mad, Dustin. Like me. Anyways, yeah, Konami's getting out of the console games, man.
True that. I don't know. I mean, people have seen it coming for a while, right? I mean,
it's definitely been talked about quite a bit, and now it's kind of coming to fruition. I was listening to the Bombcast today. They were citing sources that it looked like it's kind of all but confirmed. And then I was on, I think, Polygon or Kotaku, and I noticed that Konami came out and said that they don't have any story DLC planned for Metal Gear 5.
That's a super bummer.
It sounds like, you know, a lot of people are putting in 70, 80, 90, 100 hours into this game, so you know people are loving the way that it plays. It's too bad that they're not going to have more story stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're not going to get another Castlevania, man?
I don't know. We haven't had a real Castlevania in forever, so.
That's true. But now you have to rely on Iga. You know what I mean? Like, Bloodstained has to be good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a sad thing. That Konami logo from firing up like the Super Nintendo, where it kind of waves in, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And has that chime. It's too bad that that's going to be, you know, not around anymore.
Well, I mean, at the same time, those games are still awesome.
Yeah.
And you can still go buy them.
Still go play them. You can't buy them from them directly, though.
That's right.
It'll be too bad when they come out with, like, touch versions of shitty NES ports of Castlevania.
Right,
you know what I mean? Hopefully they don't have Way Forward do it. Like, a DuckTales tablet thing still has me scorned, man. And then also another kind of thing related to console games that was in the news this week was GameStop is going to stop selling consoles that are bundles with digital preloaded games. So if you would buy the Halo Master Chief Collection and it's a download code in the game instead of a physical copy of the box, they're not going to sell that bundle in the store.
Huh. So they're taking up arms against the digital revolution.
A little bit, and I forget the stats, but Austin Walker from Giant Bomb had some stats about the amount of money that GameStop makes on the used game market is an absurd amount of the revenue. So I could totally understand them having this sort of an attitude of, look, you know, we still make a lot of money. We're a big player in the retail market when it comes to video games, and these digital bundles are hurting us because we make money selling games. So if you're not going to bundle a physical game in, we don't want any part of it. It's kind of cool, I think.
Yeah. I can kind of get behind that. I think it's awesome to get a game, like a physical game, in with your console.
The Wii U did that, at least with Nintendo Land. When I first bought that, that was cool. I'm assuming that the Mario Maker bundle will probably not, but that'll be a download code. But I don't really know. I know that the Zelda Wii U HD of Wind Waker, I'm pretty sure that was a download code. So
that's a bummer. That's a game I'd want to own a physical copy of.
Right? I agree. Because you're not getting any extra content. It's already made. So you want to have the ability to put that, put the disc in whenever you want. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. What are your thoughts on them stopping that?
Like, is it really cutting into their profits that much? Don't they make like $1 bajillion a year?
They do, but
I don't know. Maybe I think it's just like some saber rattling.
Yeah, it could be.
Which isn't gonna. I mean, it's all going digital anyway. So
it is. It's kind of like the way of the rental store, you know.
Yeah.
But I like I said, I think that I can totally understand where they're coming from, wanting to do that. And then some other big news. And this one would really, really suck if it comes to fruition. There's a petition going around with the voice acting guild, the Screen Actors Guild, like the SAG, but for voice actors in video games. Mm-hmm. That voice actors are maybe going to be going on strike.
Would it be the VAG, Voice Actors Guild?
Oh yeah! Oh my God, it would.
Oh man,
it would be the VAG.
So yeah, that's like Nolan North, Troy Baker, and Jennifer Hale, right?
Yeah, Will Wheaton. There was
all four of them.
Now I don't know if Troy Baker and Nolan North are actively voicing support for the petition. Right. But it sounds like Jennifer Hale and Will Wheaton are.
Oh, wow.
So, they basically, they want there to be a threshold where they basically get some kickbacks for performances. So if a game would sell over 2 million copies, then they're entitled to a bonus, essentially.
All right.
So I could see that helping the actors, being really good in that capacity. Mm-hmm. But if they go too far with it, you have to be really concerned that they'll just hire scrubs, like what happens if UPS would go on strike. They just hire temporary workers. So if we could get back to Castlevania Symphony of the Night type voice acting, or
that'd be kind of awesome,
or Mega Man 8.
Yeah,
hell, you and I could be voice actors.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'll try.
A miserable little pile of secrets.
That was too good. You failed.
It's too believable. Get out.
Yep, you're done. So
if you keep that up, I'll have to pay you. Get the hell out of here.
It's really interesting. I hope that we don't run into a situation where we have like the writer's strike that we had in what was that, maybe 10 years ago or so? We're like,
has it been that long?
Not quite, but close.
Yeah, it's getting right about. Man,
I'm thinking about where I was living when that happened, and I was like maybe 07. So yeah,
good gravy.
That sucks. I'm getting old fast. So yeah, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
The VAG.
The VAG. That's right. What were we talking about? So, to go back to physical copies for a second, before we move on from the writers being on strike, Mike's got a note here in the chat, and he says, note about physical games and consoles. The new Destiny bundle has a physical game, but only the base Destiny game is on the disc. The rest are codes. I wonder how that game will be treated at GameStop. That's interesting, because it's a half and half.
Yeah.
I bet it gets sold at GameStop since there is a game in the box.
They open it and sell them both used.
And what's weird is, if you think about it, that disc, that Destiny disc, is the Peter Dinklage stuff. So they're patching all that content out of that game, anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, that's crazy if they would go on strike. But yeah, I mean, I could see it being good for them and maybe bad for the consumer. But yeah, that writer's strike was nuts. I just remember how shitty TV was there for a year. But that was back when I watched TV. I would DVR stuff, and really, yeah, I loved cable. I watched The Office all the time. And then, Dustin, you haven't dabbled with any sort of Mario Maker stuff, right? You haven't even been tempted to get it?
Not yet.
Have you gotten into watching people on YouTube play it by chance?
I don't even know that I've seen video of the game at all.
Wow. There's like this crazy little world happening that you're
completely oblivious
to. The creator of Spelunky made a level. It was like it was Insidious, and he called it like the 4 stages of hell. And Polygon, just like they did with Iga, they had a video of him making a level, talking about the level, and then gameplay of the level after that. And it was like crazy hard. I don't think that I could get through it. But they put the code in there, and it all seemed to be good. So, but I thought that was really fun to watch a guy that's known for making hard platforming games make a hard ass platformer. It was really cool,
especially with something that's usually so user friendly as Mario Maker.
Oh my God.
Super Mario Brothers, rather.
Yes, and okay, this is nuts. You know, I told you last week that I was watching Patrick Klepek play Mario Maker.
Mm-hmm.
He spent like the last 2 streams, and I didn't finish the one, so maybe he beat it, but he spent over an hour or so on this one single Mario level. And it's not because it's crazy difficult from a platforming perspective. It is, but it's a complete maze. And you can go a whole bunch of different directions, and you're not sure if you're heading in the right direction or not. And you're going through doors that pop you out on different parts of the level. There's pipes to go through. There are entire sections where you're jumping from vine to vine, which is a really hard platforming thing to do, as it turns out in Mario 1. Jumping from vine to vine to try to get over to another section of the stage that might be the completely wrong part to do. And platforming over there is extremely difficult. And it might be for nothing that you spend all the time getting over there. You have to activate things on one side of the screen, do crazy platforming to get over to the other side so you can collect the item that comes down. Like, it's just nuts. And I think it has like a 0.39% clear rate right now at this point, and has tens of thousands of tries, and like no one's able to like crack this code. And Patrick's not giving up on it. He keeps getting closer and closer and better and better. It's fun. It's been a lot of fun watching him. Just seeing that kind of stuff go on with Mario Maker has been awesome.
Yeah.
I am burning out a little bit though, because the way that it's curated is garbage. And I guess I'll just talk about it now. But the way it's curated is garbage, and because there's no filtering, I'm actually having a lot more fun playing Kevin, or Canadian Correspondent. I'm having more fun playing his levels, and I think it's because I know him. So whenever something cool happens in one of his levels, I'm like, oh, that was really clever. But it's like, oh, it's like when you root for your buddy to do something well. Like if they're playing basketball or something like that, and they make an awesome shot, unless it's against you. And there were times where I was cursing at Kevin. Where I was like I almost fired off so many mean tweets to him. Because he's devious with some of his level design, but it's good. It's really, really good. It's fun. I also played Demez's level. He made a level, and it was pretty fun. It was hard. But Kevin's got me really close to getting frustrated, or getting like frustrated to the point where I'll yell at him, and he's been basing his levels around movies. So like his Jaws level was all underwater, and it was called "Smile, You Son of a."
That's awesome.
And he's got like a Back to the Future themed level, where it's only Back to the Future themed based on the name, and it's like, we don't need roads, or where we're going, we don't need roads. From Back to the Future 2, that line. Or at the end of 1, maybe it's at the end of 1 where Doc Brown's like, roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. And you're like jumping in the air on shit the whole way through the level. It was awesome. It's really fun.
Sweet.
Now I tried to make a level. It just sucks, dude. I don't like it. I'm not creative enough. Like, I just want to remake levels that I've already played through. Like, I'm having a really hard time coming up with my own idea on what would be new and good. So, yeah.
That's basically what would happen if I tried music.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. Like, well, I mean, if I was able to create anything at all, I'd probably get like halfway through it and be like, wait a minute, that's Journey. What am I doing?
Yeah. I used to play a lot of music. I've been a guitar player since like 8th grade. So I used to write songs and stuff. They were never any good, but it was fun to write them nonetheless, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't have that creative itch when it comes to Mario Maker. I've played so many that have been really neat that it's just daunting. Like, I'm never going to come up with something as cool as so-and-so did. And it's really, really hard. They've got these different modes, so you can play this 100 Mario challenge where you have 100 Marios to get through like 8 or 16 levels.
Mm-hmm.
And on Expert, it's just too hard for me. And I thought I was a really good platformer. Contra made me all cocky, man. I can't beat these Expert Mario levels. They're too tough. So
no hit runs? You got
it. Yeah. Well, there are a couple that are automatic that are fun to watch because you just start the level and you go all the way through and almost get hit a bunch of times, but you don't press anything. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like watching a watch, like the inner workings and intricacies of gears and stuff moving all together. Mm-hmm. And so it's impressive that people were creative enough to put all that together, but they get old pretty quick too. So, and then to break away from Mario Maker a little bit, Dustin, when was the last time you fired up Steam?
It's been a while.
You should check out the new Big Picture mode.
Before I read that in the show notes, I forgot that was even a thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess it's always in the back of my mind that I want it to work really well because I like that console experience. I like playing video games with a controller. Mm-hmm. And a good... and I don't really care for the Steam's interface right now. So if they had a big picture mode that had a great interface, I could see myself starting to use that over the regular Steam interface.
Okay.
I think they've done it.
All right.
It looks great. And if I were to boot into this interface, I think it would be really cool. If you had a Steam box and this is what showed up on your screen, it'd be awesome. It broke stuff down into like what my friends have been playing, what are my 20 most recent games played, what games I have installed, and then all games. So it curates a little bit on like what it predicts that you might enjoy, but it makes it really easy to navigate what you have installed, what you don't have installed, and what you've been playing most recently. And I thought it was organized really well. So yeah, I was impressed.
I think the last time I used it, it was still like you had to opt into it.
Oh, okay.
And then it broke something, so I uninstalled it. That was it.
Yeah, now it's not even like an install. It's just a little button that you click on.
Oh, okay.
The boot up sequence always used to hitch for me as well. Mm-hmm. Like all these like particles would come on the screen like up from the bottom and sort of flicker a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it was always a little stuttery. And it was buttery smooth when I tried it today.
All right.
So I don't know if that's like a Windows 10 thing or not. Like, I'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, let's talk about it now. I upgraded my main rig to Windows 10. So I'm recording on Windows 10. I'm playing all my games with Windows 10.
All right.
And I haven't had any compatibility issues. All my software that had like a finite amount of uses with the keys, all seem to upgrade fine. So like Microsoft Word, Excel, Outlook, all that worked. And then Vegas worked. Yeah, pretty much everything I've tried so far has been compatible. Now, when it comes to like ripping Blu-rays, we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if that Handbrake software is going to be compatible or not, but nonetheless, we'll talk about that when I get to it. But yeah, Windows 10. Windows 10 kind of across the board. I have our office set up all on Windows 10. All of my machines in my house are Windows 10.
I'm pretty impressed with Windows 10 so far.
I'm digging it. I think it's good. Some settings are buried in weird places.
Yeah.
But they're there. It's just kind of a different interface. They have... I'm just so used to the way things were with 7 and XP and Vista that the way that they present, like screen resolution and stuff like that, is a little weird. And they don't have your power settings buried underneath your screensaver stuff anymore.
That's just mean.
It is. But
like,
I mean,
getting us in the habit for like a decade and then...
Yep. Hey, and we have another visitor in the chat. We've got Jake Daly from the Jake Daly Show. Why am I struggling with that? So what's up, Jake? Thanks for joining, man. So yeah. At this point, then, Dustin, how has Metal Gear been treating you this last week?
Pretty good, but I've been really wanting to. I've been wanting to listen to a bunch of spoiler casts, and as per Mike T's suggestion, I have not.
Good.
So I've actually flip-flopped my normal playing style, and I'm actually going like straight main mission.
Is this weird for you, or do you? Do you have like something like gnawing at your neck, like I'm missing stuff?
Yeah, like it's hard for me because I want to like stop and do every stupid little thing. But I'm like, nope, mainlining. I got to get through the story. I want to see what all this is, so I can hear other people talk about what all this is.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I did watch the Metal Gear Scanlan episode 1 of playing Metal Gear 5. This is one of the weirdest games I could imagine seeing.
Yeah.
So this is a small spoiler, but I can't not mention it. No, I'm not going to. But just, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And I don't think I would spoil anything by talking about what I want to, but it might because I haven't played the game, so I don't know. But if you're interested at all in Metal Gear, just from a curiosity standpoint, subscribe to Giant Bomb as a premium member and watch Drew and Dan play through the beginning of it. It's funny watching Dan just sit there because he's like 70 hours into the game at that point, but doesn't know what's going on. And I listen to the spoiler cast, so I do have an idea of what's going on. And I got to tell you, man, that Drew Scanlon, he knows how Metal Gear works.
Yeah.
He just gets the bananasness.
Well, he's spent like a year straight with it at this point.
He's what? I'm sorry, I was reading the chat.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry.
He spent like a year with it at this point.
Yeah. Like in such a dense amount of time.
Yeah.
Having all of those games back to back to back. He's really starting to... Like, he just understands the mechanics and how they think. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And right out of the gate, just some of the questions he was asking, I'm like, oh, he's not far off. So it was cool. I'd
like to see him get like really involved with MGS V and then go back to like MGS 2 just so he knows how crazy those stupid controls were.
Well, he knows. I mean, he played all the way through MGS 2.
Yeah, but
You got to be reminded, you think?
yeah, I think if he was reminded of it, he would just be like, "How did I even play this game?"
That's funny. Yeah, I think it's cool that everyone's in love with this game. I'm not really tempted to play it. If it comes out for $20 or something like that, I'll pick it up, of course, because I hear the PC port's great. So it should run fine on my machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so what percentage would you say that you're in?
I think I am at 12.
12%.
I think so.
Of the main, do they break it down like main stories? So do you have any idea?
I don't believe so. I think that's like entire content.
Okay, so you could beat the game and be at 26%, maybe.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Okay. How many hours would you guess?
20.
Oh, okay. So
Maybe.
That's a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
That's enough for me to get tired of The Witcher. I'm like 22 hours into that now. So I keep making progress. And Mike T says that Game of the Year in the chat. He says Game of the Year will be difficult. So I'm glad we'll have him on again.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that I forgot that he was on. Like, I didn't remember Game of the Year last year.
I don't either.
I almost have to like go back and...
I don't even remember what games came out last year.
Yeah, right? And he beat the game at 37%. Mike did.
Okay.
So...
what mission am I on? I think my main story mission, I'm in like 16 or 17, somewhere around there. I think there are 40-some main missions.
Okay, cool. Nice long game.
Yeah.
Are you still enjoying the like the micromanaging that you have to do with the resources and getting guys and all that kind of stuff? Building up a base?
Just because it's really hands off.
Okay.
And there's a great deal of reward for when you do it. It all like it ends up being like one big feedback loop, because like you send guys out on missions, which gets you resources. Resources help you build your base up, which gets you more guys, which makes you better at combat, so you can send them out on missions more. So it's like it's just this constant thing that like it feeds itself.
That's awesome. But every time it loops back around on itself, it's bigger and better.
Yeah.
So you see that progression, and it's kind of like a spiral up versus like a circular pattern, you know?
Yeah. So it's just and all this numbers going on. It's just look at all these numbers adding up. My brain's like, yes, more numbers.
Very cool. So I gotta say, I feel bad for our buddy Jake. He's been listening to the show on commutes, and now he's spoiling the show for his commutes because he's listening live now.
Oh yeah.
But we still love it.
What can we do? I don't know. Listen to it twice. No, don't do that.
Don't do that. No, you'll get sick of us fast. You hear all the dumb shit we say and get wrong. Don't do that. I don't know. Has anything else been, I don't know, of interest? Have you been playing anything else?
Not really. The wife and I have been watching Walking Dead.
Okay, still doing that.
I got her into that. She's actually like super into it. I didn't know she'd actually like it that much. And it's actually really good timing because we've watched all the way into the 4th season, which I've already seen all of it. But
isn't that right where you stopped though?
Yeah. In 4 days, the 5th season is going to hit Netflix.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're going to keep going like straight into the new stuff.
Oh, cool.
Well, new for us.
Yeah. Well, that new season 5, I heard was quite good. Yeah. I bailed during the 4th season.
I'm surprised at how much I've changed. Watching it the first time, there are a couple of characters where when they died, I was like, yes, finally. I'm so sick of that character. And then going back through it now, I see them and I'm kind of like, actually, I kind of see where they were coming from with the writing on that of those characters.
Okay.
So I'm actually a little more sympathetic to the people who were being eaten alive.
Instead of calling them jackasses the whole time and
yeah,
telling them you're getting what you deserve.
right. Good riddance, you
Good
rat
riddance.
bastard.
You filthy animal. So, okay, cool. One thing I wanted to mention to you, I guess Patrick Klepek and his wife are going to be starting a horror movie podcast.
Oh, sweet.
And they put together like a list of horror movies to watch each week. And one of the people in the Mario Maker chat was saying that it's a tradition for him and his girlfriend to go through what Patrick and his wife suggest. So, once I hear about what it's called, I'll get you a link to it.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
right when he said that, I was like, oh, I'm like, Dustin loves lists, and he loves Halloween and horror too. This is perfect.
This is like the Venn diagram of Dustin Vogler.
yeah, right. By one of his favorite games writers. It's just kind of all it comes together. It's cool. So, well, then, as far as what I've been doing, I've been playing more Uncharted on the Vita. I can't believe I'm playing more Uncharted on the Vita. I really like that game.
Do guys die quick in that? Like when you shoot them, you have to shoot them like 18 times?
Yes, it is dumb.
That sucks.
It is not 18 times, but unless you have one of the high-powered kind of sniper rifles, you got to put a couple of bullets in them. So it feels like more like a Halo monster kind of game than shooting real people. But what is nice is the other way is when you do have a sniper rifle, you don't have to headshot them. You shoot them in the kneecap, they're done.
Right on.
So it kind of works itself out.
Just like real life.
Just like real life. And, I'm helping this main character. I don't really know what's going on, but they're starting to reveal more and more stuff. And I'm just sort of going through this linear path. Sometimes I separate from somebody and sometimes I don't. I always have to get separated from this person and find a way to climb back up to them. Like over and over. It's just, and then guys will come up.
Have you had to rub dirt off of anything else?
Oh, and no. But this was pretty crazy. It kind of made me mad, but it was executed so well that I'm like, okay, this is fine. So I'm playing in bed, right? And it's before I'm going to bed. And so all the lights in the room are off. So I'm sitting there playing my game, and then all of a sudden there's this script that I pull up, and the puzzle is you have to hold the back of the Vita up to a light source so that it'll shine through the paper that you picked up to reveal a hidden message.
That's pretty cool.
So I had to take the Vita up to an actual light bulb and like move it around the light bulb, and the light from my lamp kind of helped it.
Huh.
So the first thing I did, well, not my lamp, my overhead light. So I go and I flip on my lights, and the ones that are in my bedroom, the light bulb wasn't quite bright enough. So then I had to go to the bathroom lights where it's real bright in there, and then those lights worked great. But the light on the back of my phone, that didn't work. Like a little LED, so it's like a softer white light that you need. And it was cool. Like, I thought, wow, there's a light sensor in this. Talk about over-engineering a piece of it.
No joke, right?
Like, they put so many things in that Vita that didn't need to be there. That whole back touchscreen stuff is crazy. And I did pick up another game. It's called Technica Tune. Do you remember me talking about like a game called Technica? It was an arcade game. Played like Korean pop music and stuff. So the music in this game is terrible, but I absolutely love it.
It's like, is that the one that's like Dance Dance Revolution for your fingers?
I think that's a great way to put it.
Okay.
Except instead of like in Dance Dance Revolution, you have the arrows coming up from the bottom. This has two different. The screen's broken up into a top and bottom, and there's a bar that moves across the bottom, and then it'll move across the top, and you tap icons or drag your finger appropriately based on where the line is.
Cool.
So, but yeah, it's cool. It's a quite a valuable Vita game. It sells between $40 and $50 on eBay.
Man,
I paid $40 for it, but I loved that Technica game, so I wanted to have the home version. But I knew that if I didn't really care for it, I could easily throw it on eBay and get most of my money back, like after fees and stuff. So, well, I mean, I might be able to get a little bit more than I paid for it, but after you take fees and shipping and all that crap out of it, so. But bottom line, I think I could essentially have like a $5 rental, or just keep it and have a rare Vita game.
Yeah.
So kind of I can't lose in that scenario for me.
I always forget that eBay takes a cut.
Yeah, and PayPal. So
and PayPal, yeah.
I mean, they get you, and then if you're a good citizen, you're supposed to claim that as income. So the government's supposed to get a cut.
Man,
it's bullshit.
No wonder Andrew Ryan made Rapture.
What?
That was a BioShock reference.
Okay. I figured it was BioShock when you said Rapture, but I haven't played BioShock 1, so I don't know who built Rapture. Mike T's asking which game is that, and I'm talking about it's called Technica Tune. It's a Korean game.
Hey, that is one of the advantages of listening to us live. If you tune us out and then you hear something interesting and we don't repeat the name of the game, you can just ask us.
Yes, and Mike did a favor for all of our listeners there that didn't catch Technica Tune.
That's right.
So, and then there was a flash sale on the PlayStation Vita. And the flash sale had a bunch of crappy games in it, except for Rayman Origins.
Right on.
I loved that game on PC.
And that's the original one, right?
Yeah, there were two that came out kind of in...
The other one was Legends.
Yeah, exactly. There were two like new ones. And Origin, and I liked Origins better than Legends. I have both of them. But for $6, I thought, you know what? I'm starving for some Vita content. And I've played through that game almost entirely all the way again.
All right.
I just love it. It's easy. It's fun.
I think I own that one. Yeah, I do. Rayman Origins on the Vita.
You get bored? Fire it up, man. It's it's great. It's clever. So
great music.
Absolutely. And the sound effects are just all the sound design is absolutely amazing in that game. Mm-hmm. When they have obstacles that you can jump on and manipulate the sounds, and they still go with the music, and it's just awesome. And then the last thing I've been doing, Dustin, is I've been playing a whole bunch of Shovel Knight Plague of Shadows DLC.
All right.
And it's good, but it's not as good as Shovel Knight.
Oh.
So basically, you're going back through the same levels that you already went through. I was under the impression that there were going to be new levels.
Okay.
So that was a disappointment for me. And then the new character that you play as, Plague Knight, has this weird like charging system and a double jump. Now, you know me, I usually love double jumps, but this one is a shallow double jump. So platforms that I could easily get to with Shovel Knight, I feel like even with the double jump, I'm not getting there with Plague Knight. So it's a little clunky. The weapons are just completely different. So the pogo stick mechanic is completely gone, and I'm using all projectiles now.
Okay.
And some of the projectiles will shoot down and set off like an explosion on the ground. Some of them will kind of be bombs that you lob up. They're almost all grenade type projectiles. And one of them you like shoot out and it goes down a little bit and then scoops up in the air. So you can kind of get people that are like way above you or whatnot. I don't know. It's okay, but it's free. So for free, it's great. It's got me back to Shovel Knight, and it's free on all platforms. So I bought this game on Vita and not Vita, even though it is available on the Vita. I have it on the 3DS and the PC.
Okay,
and it was really easy to get the DLC to work and whatnot. It was a little cumbersome through Nintendo, but surprise, surprise. They
I need to
buried.
download that.
They hide it a little bit though. So you're supposed to have beaten the game in order to get the DLC. So what you do is you start a new game, and one of the characters then will be Plague Knight for you to select.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can use a cheat code, an old school cheat code, and it's similar to the Konami code.
Oh, sweet.
And it just unlocks it for you. So that's what I did on my 3DS because I haven't beaten it on that platform yet.
I need to finish that.
Yes, you do. It's great. Now, I do remember that part of Game of the Year from last year. That was my Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. Well, that's it for what I've been playing. Are you ready to get to some YouTube comments and an email from Mike?
Let's do it.
All right, awesome. So, okay. We just got a new Twitch follower. And this is a borderline. This my gut tells me this is spam.
Okay.
But maybe not. Maybe Ebony Gentleman 79 is real. Probably not. Say something in the chat room if you're real. So,
please be real.
Please be real. So, Mike wrote a long email this one, so that's awesome. Do you want to do Mike's email and then we'll get to YouTube comments?
Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to go ahead and take this one away?
Sure. Subject line is, now I can Fulton my PS4s. Hi all, as you know, I monitor items on Amazon Warehouse Deals. Well, one of the items I keep a close eye on is a PlayStation 4 DualShock bundle. For some reason, this item pops up for under $200, but it's usually gone within a minute. Well, over the weekend, it popped up at $135. I immediately clicked the Buy It Now button, and nothing happened. I kept clicking it with nothing happening. Sound familiar? Anyway, I ended up with 2 orders, and I was 100% sure that one would get canceled. Fast forward to yesterday, and I was shocked to find out both shipped. One arrived today. The cover has a bunch of scratches, but it did come with 2 controllers and works perfectly. My second one is coming tomorrow, and at that point, I will have 4 PS4s in my house. I should probably Fulton extract them for some extra GMP. Sorry, Scott. I thought about shipping one to you, but I couldn't split up the shipping, and I also didn't want to have a deal with a broken PS4. Also, these are the old models. When you eventually get one, you'll probably want model 1200, which runs cooler, uses less power, and is quieter. I'll keep an eye out for a good deal on a new one.
Sweet.
Last thing, both of you have packages coming from me. Hopefully they will get there by Friday, but maybe Monday. Dustin, your mem card is on the way with a little something extra. Mike T. Thanks, dude.
Dude. Yeah. You're the best.
Yeah. I also love how you enslave robots to do your shopping for you.
Smart man.
Yeah.
So, I can't wait. I love getting surprises in the mail, so that's awesome, man.
Oh, and Mike T says Ebony Gentleman is a buddy of mine, so he's legit.
Okay. And then we got some comments from the last 2 episodes on YouTube. So, the first, let's see, which one was that called? Was it called Runner's Dry Heave?
Yes.
So that was episode 152, and our buddy Jake Daly, who is in the chat, says, great podcast so far. He missed his last one, and Jake, don't ever worry about missing one. We do one of these every week, so if you miss one, no big deal. But he says he enjoys listening to these on the drives to work, and keep it up. So we will do, man. We really appreciate that. Our buddy Dumez says, a lot of people miss the point of Mario Maker. I told a friend about it, and he said, nah, I don't want to make Mario levels. I just want to play them. What he didn't realize is that's exactly why he should want the game. With all Nintendo nerds making levels and sharing them, it's unlimited Mario levels. I wonder how many others have this knee-jerk reaction. I think that's a common knee-jerk reaction, don't you, Dustin?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I too did not care to make levels, but I understood that if I bought it, I'd have millions of new levels to play, and obviously I'd want to get it. Anyone with a Wii U who would not buy this game should sell their Wii U, because why have it otherwise? I would say Mario Kart 8, but I get what he's saying. This is a definitive Wii U game. It feels like that, man. It really does. So I'd have to agree with him there. And then we got a comment from Zarek. And Zarek says, "Whoa, you've had cable again? Come on, man. Get that monkey off your back." Absolutely. It's a slow process. I think I've got the system figured out. That'll work for me, though. And he says, if I'm calling a really crappy company like Comcast for tech reasons, I start the call by saying I'm legally obligated to inform you that I'm recording this conversation. They're quick to push you up for more important people after that. Now, that's a great tip. Yeah, it is. I am going to use that. Thanks to Ryan Block for posting that Comcast thing on SoundCloud last year. Yeah. That was sweet. Do you remember that call? That was awesome. So then he says, I have a pretty cool experience the first time I played a PS1. I didn't know about the memory cards either. My mom didn't have enough money to pick one up until the next day, so I played Final Fantasy VII without the ability to save for the first day. I made it out of the Midgar and to the Chocobo farm. It was intense. Final Fantasy VII is so scary without the ability to save.
Man, that's a lot. Getting out of Midgar? Holy cow. And I hope you had a good, like the second generation model. Otherwise, it'd probably overheat like crazy.
And he says, I had to skip a lot of the Metal Gear Solid talk. I hate spoilers, and I didn't want to take the chance. I understand. I don't think we spoiled anything, though. But I understand.
I was just saying how at the end everyone dies. It's not that big a deal.
This is the Game of Thrones spoiler. He says, I did catch the very end of the MGS talk, though. Just to let you know, the PC port is very good except for one thing, navigation menus. Oh my fucking God, it's so clunky. It tries to simulate the thumbstick, so you get this weird jerky movement. It also happens in cutscenes when you look around. You can't click on anything. You just use the arrow keys to navigate the menus. Other than that, it's really solid. See what I did there? By the way, Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection is coming to Steam. Final Fantasy over Mega Man 3, over Mega Man 3 for sure. Because we were doing the Retro League comments, or Retro League tournament in this episode. And he said it was a game that saved Hinorobu Sakaguchi's career. Oh.
True dat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because wasn't that always... Is that not true? Maybe that's not even that true, that Final Fantasy was called Final Fantasy because it was their last hurrah.
I think it was coincidental.
Maybe that's overblown a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was just like, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah,
call it that.
So, think about your favorite Final Fantasy games. I don't have one. I've never played one. Sorry. I know that's blasphemy. They wouldn't exist without Final Fantasy. Mega Man 3. I'm assuming this is Mega Man 3. Didn't make Mega Man, in my opinion. The series would have kept going if they skipped it.
That's a good point.
Probably. So, he says DuckTales is better than Gargoyle's Quest, which I agree with. And he says at 1 hour and 7 minutes in, which God bless you for watching 1 hour and 7 minutes of this. A priceless moment. Final Fantasy or FFL. Is that Final Fantasy Legends? What is FFL?
Yeah, Final Fantasy Legends.
Is better than Dr. Mario. He says I'm with you, Dustin. The reason for my not liking it is physiological, I think. It was my grandmother's favorite game, and she was a horrible person who literally tortured me physically and mentally for her enjoyment, that's fucked up. I realized years ago that I tend to hate everything that she loved. She was a sick person. I hate hearing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So what I said to him was, if Dr. Mario makes it further into the tournament, we are not voting for it anymore.
All right.
I've changed my mind. It lost, but I wasn't going to vote for it anymore. So, and then he goes on to add in with the tournament. Magic Sword was better than Smash TV. Aliens was better than Raiden. Alex Kidd was better than Rampage. Castle of Illusions equal to Rygar because he hasn't played them either. And the rest he lined up with us, so that includes not knowing some of the games. He says Mario 3 is just a better game. Castlevania 3 is good, but it's take it or leave it versus Super Mario Brothers 3. And thanks for the shout out. Always, Eric. Thanks a lot for writing in, man. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I love that you listened to the whole episode. That's awesome. Makes us feel good. And then on our last episode, Jetsons Technology, Jake says, hey, great podcast, guys, and he can't wait for this one, which is episode 154.
Any minute. He was on the live stream.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's exciting. And then our good buddy Tony, co-founder of Classic Elite, just got a hair up his ass and started listening to us. And he says, great cast, guys. Listen to it in the background at work. He loved Zombies Ate My Neighbors as a kid. He rented it all the time from Video Connection. I remember Video Connection. We had one in Finley, so
that's a good rental place name,
isn't it? The Video Connection.
Yeah,
we had another one called Network Video. That's another good name for that.
Yeah,
like Hollywood Video and Blockbuster. Yeah, no, give me Video Connection.
Yeah,
or I used to rent games at the farm. It was a pharmacy called the Farm.
Cool.
That was pretty badass. That and they had VHS tapes there.
Man, you know what? That's what I would do if I won the lottery. Like if I was just. There's no way I could spend all of my money.
Yeah.
I would just open a video rental store.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. And I mean, I would lose money all day, but I mean,
who cares?
Yeah.
Sweet. I like that. So, well, we had excellent fan interaction this week. So that was awesome. Makes me feel good to see comments and whatnot. It makes it a lot of fun to do this.
Yeah.
So, at this point, Dustin, I think we're done. Do you have anything else that you wanted to add this week?
The next thing of the
Retro League. Retro League. I even had that up. One second.
Elite 8.
There it is. So, oh no. I'm starting to get some weird things with Chrome now that I was all cocky about Windows 10 working really well. So, let's start from the bottom because we don't know these games. So, as far as the kind of PC computer genre, we have The Secret of Monkey Island on DOS versus The Immortal on Amiga. Didn't I say The Immortal sounded generic? So we went with like something of Kryn or something.
I think so.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to vote for here. I think The Immortal sounds cooler just based on the name. Mm-hmm. I've never played either of these games. What do you want to vote for?
I want to go with The Immortal just because The Secret of Monkey Island's protagonist is named Guybrush Threepwood.
Okay. Immortal it is. Strider versus Ease. Strider on the Genesis versus Ease Book 1 and 2 on TurboGrafx. I'm leaning Strider again.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm sorry I didn't listen to that music yet. My bad. Smash TV versus Castle of Illusion. Smash TV is the arcade game. Castle of Illusion is not the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive version. It's the Master System version. I'm leaning towards Castle of Illusion. I love me some platformers.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody gave me the option to play in either of those right now, I'd go Sega Master System.
Yeah, me too. So, okay, cool. And then obviously Super Mario Brothers 3 over Gargoyle's Quest.
Yeah, that's not even a question.
So let's see how we're doing. Super Mario Brothers 3. So we got a couple people voting for Gargoyle's Quest. Stupid hipsters. Smash TV's beating Castle of Illusion. Strider is getting their butts kicked. I thought that would be close. Yeah. And Monkey Island is kicking the crap out of Immortal. So, Dustin, you and I doing a bad job of picking them here. That's okay, though.
Ease Book 1 and 2 is great. It's a great game. It's also on Wii Virtual Console if you don't want to buy a TurboGrafx CD to play it.
Oh, there you go. I have an Ease game on Sega Genesis, maybe 3. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was on the. Was that on the Sega?
I picked it up for $4 or $5. It was, and I just remember Hugh raving about it. So I thought, well, might as well pick it up.
Yeah, East 3, Sega Genesis.
Okay, cool.
That game has great music.
I believe it. So, well, everybody, thanks a lot for listening. Tune in next week for the final 4 of the Retro League tournament. We'll be going through all of that. And then need to thank everybody for writing in. Jake, thanks for hanging out, man. Mike, thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Mike, your deals are the best. They add a lot to the shows, so keep them coming. Demez, thanks a lot for writing in. Oh, you know what? No, there was a comment from Demez. Where was that? He was correcting our grammar or something. He said something along the lines of shout-outs should be shouts out. The plural should be, like grammatically speaking, on the shouts, not the outs. But I always pictured a shout-out as its own, as a thing.
Yeah.
Like one kind of word or one entity. It's like something that you would do. So I always put it on the end of the T. Plus, shouts out just doesn't flow well, so I'm not saying it.
Shouts out.
Shout outs. That's what we got to go with. That's what all the other podcasts say, and we're just like everyone else.
True that.
Lemmings, we are. Right, those are the guys that flew off the edge, right? Lemmings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah, thanks to Zarek for writing in. Appreciate dropping some personal stuff there, too. Probably hard to do. And Dumbass, yeah, again, thanks for writing in, man. And thank you to Ben Landis for letting us use his song, Through the Forest, as our intro music. You can check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv. Just search for Classic Leet. That's classic_Leet at Twitch if you put it in the URL. Please check us out on YouTube. We are on Facebook, Twitter, all that fun stuff. So, yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy that. And music this week, I'm going to go back to the well and play another song from Breakbeat Heartbeat. The song is called Alone, and it's from the same album because the song is great. I hope everyone enjoys it. It's from the album Leaving Home, and you can download it through the link that I'll have in the description. Thanks a lot for listening, and we will see you next week for episode 155.
Boosh!